I just want you guys to know, more than anything I can tell you or I can teach you, you know more about you than I do. Your inner guidance system, your inner intuition, your inner connection to God, your inner connection to the innate, to the consciousness that is responsible for all that is. You are more connected to it for your personal needs. So, I can only point you in a direction to connect to that inner guidance system. But I can't tell you guys exactly what to do with your life. But I send you guys all love and appreciation for your conscious exploration into what I've found and what I've learned.
I'm recording. Yep, we're recording. Okay, welcome guys. I am Nobody, or Nobody's Tribe, and you are?
Janine.
Janine, and you are?
Joshua.
Joshua. Okay. So today I'm going to be talking to you guys about channeling. What is channeling? I thought when I heard about it, it was like the weirdest thing I've ever heard of. But simply think of it like this. There are higher dimensional beings and there are lower dimensional beings that don't exist in our reality. They've been called angels and demons in the Bible because these beings, the angels come down, they glow because they are of a higher vibration. And the dark beings, they kind of seem like shadowy because they're of a low vibration. And this is the battle between light and dark. I have moved myself to a vibration where I am receptive to the higher energies. So that means I actually exist on the same plane as my higher self, so I can connect to my higher self, which is, you can think of it as a completely separate being, or you can think of it as an aspect of my consciousness, or you could think of it as part of God. I don't know. It's just an aspect of myself that I telepathically connect with. I feel it like in my heart chakra that I connect with, and then he gives me thought forms to digest, and I basically put it into English form. So he doesn't necessarily speak English, but it's like a co-creation. Like I help him to, I speak it in a way that you guys can understand, but I'm actually just getting an energy field from him. Does that make sense?
I think so.
Okay. Any other questions?
What is a heart chakra?
Heart chakra is your, if you've heard in some science that they've put out, is that your heart sends more information to your brain than your brain sends to your heart. And in fact, they said that your heart reacts to a negative event up to 7 seconds before you consciously are aware that there's anything negative, before you've even seen it. If you get in a car accident, your heart knew you were going to get in a car accident 7 seconds before it happened. Actually, probably further than that, but that's how we can measure it. They say that the heart energy is the biggest source of electromagnetic energy in the body, and it actually projects, they can measure it up to 7 feet away from the body, and it comes straight out of your heart chakra. So your heart actually produces more electromagnetic waves than your brain does. So your heart chakra is actually your intuitive guide. When you connect to your heart chakra, your decisions, you actually don't feel your decisions are even being guided by your physical mind anymore. You're actually being guided by an intuitive energy field that's more aligned with your chest. So actually, you can physically feel it if you move in that direction.
Wow.
So when you move into your heart, which is why they always talked about love being in the heart, because the heart is actually what perceives in an energetic connection with all beings. Like my heart chakra, I can feel the trees around us. I can feel them connected to me as an aspect of myself. I can feel the ground, the earth, as an aspect of myself, energetically connected to me. Everything I look at, when I look at you, my heart chakra understands that you are a life form. You're not just an inanimate object. You know what I mean? So the heart chakra is just it's an energy. It's a part of your energy system. We have 12 chakras in total. Right now we have 7 in human form, and then we get more and more as we ascend into higher energies.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard it was 12 feet, like wave. But
Yeah.
I don't
Well, honestly,
really know.
I think it's forever. It goes on forever, but just it depends on what you're measuring with. If you measure it with something that it might be 12 feet, some might be 100, some might be 4, but it depends on what they're measuring with. But measuring actually doesn't see what's actually there. It's just
Right.
kind of it's an accuracy thing with their tools.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, if you guys don't mind, I will go into my higher self. I'm just gonna go kind of like meditate for a second, and then.
Can you tell us about your meditation process? What that looks like?
I actually don't now because I've raised myself to a vibration. He's pretty much always there, so I kind of just center myself to get what he's trying to push at, and it only takes about like 15 to 30 seconds.
Okay, so at that point, you're like closing your eyes, like
yeah, closing my eyes. I'll be closing my eyes, and I'll be experiencing an intense amount of energy coming through my crown chakra, all the way down into my heart chakra, just lots of energy, and I'm just kind of helping guide his words. Yeah.
Sick.
Yeah, it's honestly it's not weird. It's only weird because we're not used to it. And when I do it now, it's actually very natural. And I'm starting to see him more as part of myself. Like it's starting to seem a little obvious that like I somehow am connected to him because our thoughts kind of intertwine sometimes. Make sense?
Yeah.
All right. Well, here we go. This is my first time I've done it in a group setting. So I just discovered this ability like 2 weeks ago.
Oh.
So here goes nothing. Good evening. It's great to be here with you guys. My name is Andronis. I come from the Orion star system. It is a pleasure to be with you guys and to be in your reality, co-creating the experience of helping us to get through ascension. I love you guys that you guys are here, and I'm happy to answer any questions you guys seek, or if you guys do not seek any specific question, I would be happy to start a dialogue myself.
I'm good with you starting the dialogue.
Great. I would love to start a dialogue. First off, I would like to start off that we need to realize that the reality you guys perceive in your daily lives is not exactly the reality that is. It is a reality that is a specific spectrum of experience. So, you guys actually have the potentiality to come and experience any experience you would like that is able to manifest between you and your higher selves. For we are infinite collectively and infinite individually. We are all little aspects of what you call the Creator or God. We are the Alpha and the Omega in form, and we are enjoying ourselves. Life should be nothing but a dream. So, if you guys did not understand already that my higher self, or I guess you would say me, Andronis, I am connected with your higher selves, and we had a collective agreement to have this meeting today so we can help you on your ascension process. You guys may not have been consciously aware that you manifested this experience, but in fact you did manifest it energetically because you guys are ready to begin your ascension process. Do you guys know what ascension is?
I think so. I have a question though. Is that cool?
Sure,
right
yes. What would you like?
I want to know how you, James, I don't really know how this works, but I want to know how you discovered God as being unconditional love.
God as being unconditional love. You would have to understand that God is the essence of what love is. So, when any conscious being acts in love, they are basically acting in oneness with God. That becomes the totality of all experience. When you do any action with love, you will realize it will get reflected back and magnified up to 10, 100, 1,000 times, magnified back into your life. And then when you realize you're building yourself the kingdom of God by your reality through letting the unconditional love of God to come through you, you've realized that you are actually becoming more and more and more your infinite self. Everything you do that is of God's nature will magnify itself and eventually bring you more into your own God essence, because you're not seeking God as something outside of yourself or as another being. There is no other beings. There is one. We are one, and we all are one, experiencing ourselves in a duality we call life.
Do you find yourself trying to discover God in the people around you?
I see God in every single human I meet, in every tree, in every leaf. Even the angry people, I see God in them. God trapped in form, trapped in egoic identification, and it is beautiful to watch because I know they are growing children, as are you guys.
Okay, so ascension. Tell us about that.
Ascension. Ascension is the process of upliftment out of your form identity to move into a more conscious state. As you build your awareness, you will realize that you will manifest yourself to be a highly intelligent individual, not just because of egoic needs to prove yourself to be intelligent. You will, in fact, move more and more into your God essence, and you will have abilities you did not know could manifest as real. You would think of it as a movie on your planet called X-Men, where beings all of a sudden have individual specific abilities they can use to heal people, to see into other dimensions, to manifest things, to physically move objects. For we are all connected to what we call reality, and we are all collectively in control of physics. So, as we move more and more and more into a ascended world, getting out of negative energy, negative emotions, which we would call a low vibration or a state of ignorance, when we move out of that, we collectively build a reality that is more reflective of our God essence. And when you do that, you actually can experience what people call heaven. which is not a place after you die, for there is no death. All death is just a moving of form. So after the death of yourself in the physical life, meaning you are still alive, and you die to yourself, you actually become a new person. In that new person, you can create any reality you choose to that is reflective of your collective that you exist in right now, which is currently Earth.
Wow. That's good news. So I'm
Yeah,
absorbing that a
absorb it
little
all. It may take a little bit. I push out lots of energy into your guys' reality at a quick pace. Well, I exist in the 5th dimension, so I am quasi-physical on the Orion star system. We live in a state of constant bliss, ecstasy, a constant state of excitement. We do not experience negative emotions of any kind. We exist in the plane you guys will exist in soon. The only reason the conduit, you know, as James, can experience my reality is because he's moved himself with the help of myself and many other beings that are at his side to move himself to a higher vibration. And he actually is now living his whole life on Earth in the 5th dimension, as are we. So he experiences a state of uninterrupted peace and integrity with bliss, which is what you guys can experience, for that is your true nature.
What's your purpose of existence?
My purpose of existence is to exist, for that is the only purpose of existence. All things that exist are here because they have to exist for God to exist, for God cannot exist without you or any other aspect that is currently in manifestation. All beings that exist, and they always will exist. If you exist as a consciousness right now, then in fact you will always exist. You will never die, for we are infinite. Death is only an illusion of form. Death is only a game that we play to experience more aspects of what we call the multi-dimensional facet that is God, that is us, that is we.
So do you have any advice for us as far as like speeding up enlightenment process for humanity?
Don't need it to speed up.
No?
Nope.
Why not?
Because your daily life, if you are conscious in your daily life will manifest situations that will speed up your process. But the best advice I can give you is not to tell you what to do, but to tell you what is your excitement about speeding up your enlightenment. What excites you? What process?
To see people freed from pain.
Okay, yes. What process, though, do you like for speeding up your enlightenment? Do you like meditation?
I do.
Whatever you like is going to be of your vibration. The fact that you like it is going to mean that you will get peace out of it. What you like as your steps for ascension, somebody else may not enjoy. Something that my conduit, known as James, or Nobody's Tribe, knows that helped him was the experience of floating. Floating is the experience of laying in a Epsom salt water and floating in a dark room. So there is no sensation. It is what somebody would call a advanced version of meditation, a forced meditation.
Are you always conscious of what's going on in James's life?
Yes. We are telepathically connected, as in a sense he is a past self of mine. So we are, in a sense, one and the same, but we do have different physical lives.
Wow.
Energetically, I'm always aware of what's going on with James, for he is indivisibly connected with me, but I do have my attention span that goes elsewhere in my daily life. You've been awfully quiet over there. Any questions for you, or are you just absorbing all the information?
Just absorbing
Okay.
and thinking of how God was speaking to me this past summer, that myself at the end of this life, like what I will be, she already exists. Like she's already
Absolutely.
complete. And that I like to live as if, my friend told me this, but like that God was saying to live as if every encounter, every experience that would elicit growth has already occurred, and that anything I desire to be, that I already am. And so it's very interesting that what you're saying.
Would you like me to elaborate on what you're speaking about and give it to you in a little easier way to understand?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. How it works is there is actually, in fact, no time. There is no passing of time. That is only an illusion created when we come into form in order for us to move physically in an environment. So all that exists currently exists right now. Every version of you, versions of you as a man, a woman, a child, any version of you currently, presently exists. Your consciousness right now is specifically choosing to live in this present version of you because this is the best version of you that it can for its catalyst into enlightenment. The version that you are right now is absolutely perfect in the exact way it is because the version of you now is going to get you to the place you're going to go. And you could not get there without the version you have manifested yourself to be. So, if there is a future version of yourself that you see as possibly better, but not in like a egoic identifying better, like I want to be that person, but I see a more happy, more positive, excited version of me in the future, take as many steps as you can to become that version, and then you will be. Act like that person tomorrow, and you will be that. Or if you are already the person you choose to be, then act yourself.
Do you have any advice for us on if we are experiencing pain, how to find a higher reality?
Yes, pain. Pain is a great topic I love to speak about, especially because of the way it is perceived on your planet. Pain is in fact a messenger, a very, very intense messenger. And this messenger is actually your friend. In fact, it is such your friend that the co-creation of the higher self in you manifests pain on purpose. Because pain is a reflection of you being in the wrong reality, of you being in a place or a mode of thought or a mode of being that is outside of your highest excitement, outside of your best self. So, to give an example, let's say you wake up in your day, it is a sunny day outside on a Saturday, and you are not currently working at one of your jobs. So you decide to just lay on the couch, and you lay on there, and it's really, really fun. But then all of a sudden, after a while, your back hurts, and you're just like really uncomfortable, and you think to yourself, oh no, I was having a great day, and I'm eating healthy, and all of a sudden my back hurts. Why is my back hurting? You didn't realize that it is because your higher self has manifested back pain for you to leave the couch because your highest vibration is not laying on the couch that specific day. But that same night, laying on that couch might be very, very comfortable and not painful at all. Where did the pain go? It was because laying on the couch that moment was needed for your rest and restoration of your body. So, if you follow all of your pain, suffering, you actually will just continue to say, oh, I have pain. That means I manifested this pain on purpose, so I would not do something incorrect. I will give you an example. Would you guys like an example?
Sure.
Yeah.
Another example. The channel you're sitting in front of, James, when he began his ascension process, had intense, what you would call tooth pain, or in need of a root canal from degeneration of the tooth enamel. So he was in quite a bit of pain, but because he became so in tune with him, with myself, and in tune with his body, and understanding his own manifestations, knew that there was a purpose for the pain. So what was the purpose for intense pain? It was to become more conscious, more awake, and say, I have pain, but I'm not going to experience suffering from this pain. I'm not going to turn it into a victimness of myself and turn it into a story and then tell everybody about how terrible my pain is and project even more negative reality of being a victim. He instead decided to say, oh my gosh, this pain is telling me I need to eat slower. And if I eat slower, then maybe that I will move myself to a higher vibration instead of just eating food randomly. It made me, it made him think in a sense to think before he ate food and to decide what he's going to put in his body. So the pain, in fact, left him after he consciously went through that process of changing his diet to a point where he was not having lots of refined sugars, lots of chemically altered foods, and he ate food in a manner that was slow, which allowed his body to heal in a better process. But if he did not use consciousness when the pain came, and he got angry, and got a negative vibration, he may have went off and did negative things to get rid of that pain, and he may have channeled that negative energy into other beings, and he never would have got rid of the pain. It only would have gotten worse for him. For you actually move into the reality you choose. And if you choose a reality of hating pain, then you will move into a reality of pain being something you hate.
That's wonderful.
It is how we see it as our perspective.
What?
That is how we see it as our perspective.
Yeah. Yeah, that's beautiful, actually. Sometimes, in my experience, it's confusing to identify what is causing the pain. That is
Are we talking about physical pain or
physical, and more so physical, like you said, a toothache.
Realize this, that when you have a pain, that you generally do not experience the suffering from the pain itself. You actually can't experience suffering from pain. Pain is literally a sensation. An example is a non-thinking being, such as an animal. If it experiences an intense malformation of the body or a broken bone, it does not experience a logical thinking about suffering or victimness. It literally feels a very intense sensation that we call pain, and then it moves on and it continues its life even if it doesn't have a limb anymore. That is what conscious living is. But the thing is animals are below thought. We are above thought. So that means that we have used thought and became beings of conceptual thinking, and then we went above thought, so now we can become conscious, like present animals, but with a conscious mind